Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, the JAMODI podcast is powered by Shoot 360. The future of basketball has arrived in Dallas-Fort Worth. Shoot 360 combines the latest sports technology with the fundamentals of basketball skill development. The result is a one-of-a-kind video game-like basketball program designed to improve your shooting, dribbling, and passing. Visit shoot360dfw.com to learn more and register for your free 1-hour workout evaluation. Shoot 360, the future of basketball is here. And to go into that culture piece a little bit more, about the standards and pillars that you guys have, I was thinking about, with the teams you have at home, the college programs you've been a part of, you have a lot of time to instill those standards. Culture, kind of that word gets subbed in and out with those, right? But you have a lot of time to do that. I mean, I have 187 days every year at Faith to establish and maintain and uphold, the culture. But you just said you got that mini camp and then another mini camp, and then you break it down. You go, what do you guys do to get the culture where it needs to be? And then I'll kind of give another question. Does it also have a lot to do with the character of the kids? Because I would imagine if you're choosing high character players, then it's easier to get them to buy into those standards that you have.
Well, it starts with just the whole USA basketball culture to begin with. I mean, you're talking about, I've been in different arenas as far as basketball goes. And I think USA basketball has the best culture of any basketball organization because, when you got professionals that want to represent their country and they want to do it for free and just, they want to be able to play, that tells you something about the culture of the program and the height of it. And so just that USA basketball culture alone, when kids walk through that door, they feel honored and they feel blessed and grateful to be able to just participate even in a mini, and so long as we keep that type of, standard and that type of stigma where they want to be there and they're like, feel it is one of the greatest honors to be able to do that. That'll continue to help our program continue to thrive and evolve and grow, even in this era where it's all these different things are being thrown at these kids. We try to stand alone and just stand in our own lane and continue to just, put out a great product. But as far as like when kids come in there, like especially like for mini camp, we take them through, what those practices are pretty intense, and there's a lot of teaching, there's a lot of learning, and they play as well. And the good part about it, we partner with the NBA and NCAA. So, NBA scouts are there. And so it gives them a chance to play in front of NBA scouts in that environment, in that culture. And so, again, it's just the opportunity within itself. I think it really promotes excellence throughout. And then it also gives, young men the opportunity of a lifetime, to possibly be able to one day, represent their country.
Coach, I love that you said that the feeling of that the players have of being grateful and blessed to be there. My first thought was that, like, how cool would that be for all of us coaches, for our players to feel that way about our program? And like, I know USA basketball, it's kind of, if you live in this country, if you've watched our Olympic programs over the years and the amazing job that Coach K and all the guys have done, in the last 15 years. And that's not a diss on any of the guys before that, but it really is cool to see the program grow the way it has. In your opinion, though, how do we at Pace Academy, at Grapevine Faith, how do we get our players to feel grateful and blessed to be a part of it?
They got to take ownership in it. I think they got to take responsibility for it. That's one of the things we really strive to have at Pace, and I've had it at my other places I've been. They've got to take ownership of it to where it's their program. We're there to guide, and we're there to, set the structure and set the things in place for it to be, a situation where they are able to take ownership of. And, once they take ownership of it, it becomes a rather, simple process of, kids wanting to be there, wanting to play and wanting to represent, because success, everybody's not going to win every year. Everybody's not going to win the last game every year. Even though you want to, I've been fortunate to do it a few times, but you just don't. It just doesn't happen. So you gotta want to compete more than you gotta want to win all the time, because you can't win every single time. And I think that's really, really important, especially for our guys in our program. Because learning to compete will help you not only in basketball, but it'll help you in life. And if you're a competitor, it gives you a chance in every facet of your life. I don't care what it is. And I think just being able to, lay that foundation of, what competing is all about, that it doesn't always include winning, but it's just about going out there, giving your best effort every single time. That's what competing is. And that's what drives, like in our program, that's what drives us. So like, just to say that, but also follow that up with, we have highly competitive practices. We compete when we play in games.
Yeah.
I've always gotten, and it's truly a honor for people to say it, but they say your kids play so hard. And that's, that's just a reflection of what we try to instill into our program. And so when I hear that, just confirmation that we're getting somewhere, or we're right where we want to be as that, as far as that goes. And I just think it's a life lesson in that. I really do. I don't think it's something that you got to have that element in your life.
And I love that you talked about the distinction between competing and winning, because I think I'm guilty of this. Is I tell my players I want them to compete so that they win. Like, it's almost like that's the carrot, but you're right on the money. It's like the test isn't in if you win or lose. The test is in whether you compete or not. And to get them to understand that. And then my follow-up was going to be, how do you create competition? Because you can't just say we're going to be the most competitive team. We're going to be the toughest team, and it magically happens.
Yeah, I mean, we with our practices, man, we have pretty much winners and losers in every drill we do. I mean, whether it's a 3-on-3 drill, or whether it's a free throw shooting drill, or whether it's a shooting drill, whether it's, whatever the case is, we try to, promote a situation where they have to compete. And it becomes a thing where it's infectious. We've done things where, of course, if the winners win, losers run. All right. But we've also flipped it and said, all right, winners run. And what we instilled in that is, if you win, you get a chance to run a sprint and get even better than what you were before you did. And
I'd love to be there the first time where you make the flip.
yeah,
Then,
it's like,
what?
Then you explain it to them and kind of give them the ideology behind it. And then, now guys are mad that they lost because they don't get to run. They don't get to get better. And so they're mad that they lost. And so now you're really just kind of sharpening your irons on both ends. You got guys that's competing to win, to run. And then you got guys that are, losing, that's mad they're losing. And instead of being, they don't get to run. And usually lose the ones that run. So we usually do winners, we usually do losers run for the first, let's say, month of practice, and then we'll flip it and we'll go winners run. Then we just kind of alternate it as the season goes through. But
Coach, I'm writing that down. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Oh man,
of flipping it, making winners run, and what a great message to send. I'm a Star Wars fan, so don't make fun of me for that. But no, but that's like some Jedi stuff right there. If you could get them, we won. Let's get on the line. Like,
yeah.
Like if I was to walk in, I would think, what is happening at this place? Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.